Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Yana. This is The Scented. We talk about all things fragrance, and in today's video, we are going to be doing a full Fragrance Du Bois collection review and kind of discovery and somewhat of a shopping guide as well. These were all sent to me from the brand to discover and share with you guys and review. I have the discovery set, and then I have 2 bottles. I've smelled all of them. I've worn them all on the skin. I've taken notes, so it's not going to be just first impressions. It's going to be like proper performance, scent development, basically all the things you want to know. I'm going to try to cover everything, and let's jump right in. Let's start with arguably the most hyped fragrance from this brand, and it is Santel Complete. This one we all know. We've all heard about it a million times, and I'll give you my take. I had a sample of this one before and I had worn through it. It was a sample that I got from Lucky Scent and I found it not very long lasting. However, I don't know if they changed the formula because this one now lasts. It actually lasted me all day. And even after a shower, I could still smell it on my skin. And this is a really nice coconutty vanilla scent. It's sandalwood, it's coconut and vanilla. Those are the main notes in here. It's powdery, it's plushy, it's very addictive. It's really, really nice for people who love a nice creamy sandalwood note. Like, this is creamy. This doesn't have any of those dill facets that sometimes sandalwood has. This doesn't have any of that. Very, very soft, very plushy, like you want to just like squish it. It smells lovely. Really, really lovely. This is the coconut that I do like. It doesn't smell dusty to me. It doesn't smell synthetic. It's a really beautiful scent. I don't have any performance issues. I had a proper 8 hours of strong wear out of this, so I actually quite like this. I have to be in the mood for it because it is a coconut fragrance and I have a love-hate relationship with coconut, but that one is definitely, I would say, worth the hype because I don't have a performance issue. The only reason it wouldn't be worth the hype is because of the performance, but I don't have a performance issue. It's actually a really, really nice fragrance. The next one that I have is Milano, and this one's an interesting one. This one's pretty unusual. This opens up very leathery, like citrusy, fruity leather. Very, very leathery. It packs quite a punch, and in the opening it reminds me a lot of like Byredo's Black Saffron, or even a little bit along the lines of Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather. Except instead of the obnoxious sweet raspberry, you have this bitter kind of like biting citrus. It's a little bit sweet, but it has a distinct bitterness about it in that citrusiness. And then as it develops and as it settles, it does start to actually smell a lot like Herba Pura. It's very, very much like a combination of either Black Saffron or Tuscan Leather and Herba Pura. Very, very similar scent to that. It's fruity in that regard. In the opening, it also has a very herbaceous scent, so it's from the thyme that's in here. It almost has a minty scent, and it does go away. It does go away, and it settles into a very Herba Pura-esque fragrance, like strong, strong, strong resemblance. Very strong performer, good leather fragrance, but it has character. It's very distinct. It's a mood, like it's a mood scent. It's not an everyday scent. Definitely unisex. I would actually even say this is slightly more masculine leaning. Very bold, and it lasts all day. So this one, performance is not a problem. This one lasts all day. You'll get at least 8 hours out of this one. It is a stronger performer than Santel Complete. It does leave more of a trail, more of a scent bubble. So people will smell you with Milano. For me, I don't prefer this scent profile. It's not my favorite, but I'll let you guys know which one my favorite is, and it's from the Discovery set. So stay tuned for that because I will let you guys know. Okay, now let's crack into the Discovery set. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I really, really wanted to try Siberian Rose because that one sounds like it would be right up my alley, and I think that was actually what they were supposed to send me, but they sent me Santel Complete. I'm not complaining. Santel Complete is also very nice, but for those of you who are waiting to see a Siberian Rose review, I don't have it. So we're gonna start with Oud Rose Intense. This name is so deceptive because it's not rose. It doesn't smell like rose. In fact, this smells very similar to something that I already have, and I kept smelling and I was like, but I have this and I smell this all the time. Like, what is it? And then it dawned on me. This smells so much like Prada Luna Rossa Sport for men. It has this fuzziness, like the same sort of fuzziness that Prada Luna Rossa Sport has. This freshness, it's quite light and fresh. It's a touch citrusy in the opening, but I would say like this is perfectly unisex. First I thought it was feminine leaning, and then as I wore it, I thought it would be better as a masculine scent. It's a really, really nice scent, and you can tell that a really high quality of oud was used because it is so subtle. There's no sharpness to it. There's a little bit of subtle oud in the base, but overall it's a really fresh fragrance, and I really like this one. This one I think is really underrated, and I would definitely recommend Oud Rose. I would recommend it for men. Like, the name is so deceptive and it's so strange, but this was definitely one that stood out to me, but it does bear quite a resemblance to Prada Luna Rossa Sport for me. Next up is Oud Rouge Intense. This has a bitterness about it that I was expecting to see notes that are like galbanum or something along those lines, that are just like very bitter, herbaceous notes. This smells almost like a classic barbershop scent, but bitter, very bitter and very woody. Like, I definitely get a strong cedar note, that cedar-esque sort of smell. Patchouli, oud is there. But it almost smells like a barbershop scent in a way. This is very masculine. It's a little bit too harsh for me, a little bit too bitter. So I can't say that I like this one. So I wouldn't recommend this out of the bunch. Next up is Oud Bleu Intense. This one took me by surprise. I've already worn through this much of the sample. It's such a good fragrance. Like, this one blew me away, and I did not expect it to smell the way it does based on the notes, because it has very rich notes, cardamom, myrrh, like resins, lots of resinous notes. Oh my god, this is a stunner. It's like a little bit salty. It's resinous, it's rich, balsamic, but it's aquatic. It's like, it has an aquatic touch. Like, makes me think of being somewhere in like a historic European site, like in Greece, or somewhere in an old castle, and drinking a gin and tonic, and just this old historic scent. I'm in love with this fragrance. This one for me is a 10 out of 10. Like, Oud Bleu Intense for myself and for men. Like, this is like a hot rich guy, a European hot rich guy on a yacht. This is what he's wearing. It's good. It's really good. You get like a little bit of that seaside smell. So good. I don't even know what to tell you guys about this. I feel like I'm being that typical, like, oh my god, guys, it's so good kind of reviewer, but no. I'm actually telling you, this is unusual. This is very charming. A little bit spicy, a little bit orangey, like has not a vintage vibe, but like almost like the smell of old wet rocks, kind of like that, but in the best way possible. Like stone walls. I love this. This is stunning. If you had to buy one, I would say Oud Bleu Intense for me is like amazing. Then we have Oud Vert Intense. This one opens up very limey in the opening. It almost smells like a fresh cut lime, like when you just cut a lime and you're about to like drizzle it into your guacamole. Like fresh lime in the opening. That's what it smells like. There's no lime listed, but I'm just gonna tell you guys what it smells like. What's the point of me reading you the notes? You guys can go on Fragrantica and read the notes anyway. And then it has a very like soapy geranium smell, but it's like a masculine soap. It definitely smells masculine. It's citrusy, and the geranium is quite masculine in here. It's a nice scent. It almost smells like an expensive Irish Spring in a way. Like it does have that sort of soapy but very charming masculine quality about it. This is a really nice scent for a classic man. Like, not screaming for attention, but still very put together. I love this, but this is definitely more masculine. And the performance on Oud Bleu, I forgot to tell you guys, that one's about 6 hours. It's not out of this world. The scent is out of this world, but the performance is about 6 hours. Same thing with the Oud Vert. That one's also about 6 hours. Oud Rose as well. They're at about the 6-hour mark. They're not super long lasting, but they are really, really nice scents. Oud Rouge lasted a little bit longer. It was about 8 hours. Okay, now we go to Oud Jaune Intense. This one as well, super hyped. I was very curious to try it. It smells like a candy. It legitimately smells like a tropical flower and pineapple candy. Very, very sweet candied pineapple smell. It's nice, but it's food. It's a dessert. I don't think I want to wear this on myself. Like this one is the only one that I didn't want to put on my skin because it's just, I don't want to smell like a candy right now. It's very tropical. There is zero oud in this. The names are just, I think they're just names. They're just for consistency. Absolutely no oud. So if you're looking for a tropical candy-esque scent, the florals are almost like, it's less floral and more fruity sweet. Just like a pineapple hard candy or like a Jolly Rancher or something. That's what it smells like. It's very sweet, but I can't call it sophisticated. I can't call it outstanding. It's a candy smell. Then we have the Oud Orange. Oud Orange I had smelled before in dupe form, but this is the real thing. But it's a very familiar scent now that I had smelled it before. It's vanilla, very unusual kind of fruits, almost like, honestly smells almost like chocolate dipped fruits in the opening, but like milk chocolate, very fluffy, and a powdery, nice vanilla. I think there's a very, very subtle coconut note in here as well. It almost smells as if there's coconut in here. And then it becomes like a milky marmalade scent. So on the skin, it turns almost like a milky marmalade. It's really nice. Powdery. I really like this one too, and this one lasts a long time. This one does last a long time. I get a good 8 hours out of this one. None of them, like for the most part, none of them perform strongly past the 8-hour mark in my experience from my testing it on the skin. Although that one day that I wore Santel Complete, that was just like, that was weird. It was just working with my skin that day, and it like lasted me past the shower. I don't know what sorcery was happening that day, but it lasted a long time. So Oud Orange I actually prefer over Oud Jaune Intense. That one is just better. Then we got Oud Noir. Oud Noir I am pumped about because it smells so much like oud wood from Tom Ford, but it has a higher quality oud in here. So it's actually delightful. It's long lasting. The opening has almost like a little bit of an off-putting smell, but as it dries down, it is flawless. This fragrance, again, another 10 out of 10. This is one of my favorites as well. I'll reiterate my favorites at the very end of the video. So like I always say, stay tuned until the end. I'll let you guys know my actual like favorite ones, as I always do. But this one's top notch. This is definitely a more masculine scent. I actually wore it one day when I was studying, and I was like, it put me in such a zen, calm mood. Like this was a perfect kind of like get in the zone type of fragrance. It was very, very, very good. Very soothing, no sharp edges, flawlessly blended, like nice proper oud scent. It's slightly spicy, and in the opening you get almost like a eucalyptus-y, like right now I'm getting a little bit more of like a eucalyptus-y, almost medicinal type of scent, but it's very pleasant. It's very soothing. Super sexy, very rich smelling, very similar to oud wood. This one is definitely one of my favorites from the bunch. Then we got Heritage. This was the first one that I gravitated towards from the set. So out of the whole set, this one was the one that I gravitated and wanted to wear right away. It reminded me of Chanel No. 5, but more soapy. It smells like a very, very expensive, high quality, like bougie soap. It's really nice. The longevity, so-so. The longevity I got about 5 hours. it wasn't the strongest. But again, I was wearing just a sample. So to be fair, this is a lot less than I would normally spray of a fragrance. And spraying more definitely helps. Spraying things on clothing definitely helps. So this was only based on me wearing it on my wrists one day. It's soapy. It's very, very clean, pleasant, just expensive soap smell. There's incense listed in here and oud, but I don't smell any of that. Like, those notes are very, very, very far in the background, if they're even there at all. For me, I definitely get the orris root. Like, I get this nice powdery, buttery like quality. Definitely aldehydes. If you like Chanel No. 5, you are sure to enjoy this. And even if you're not a lover of Chanel No. 5, you probably will still like this because this is a little bit more softened. It's very luxe, glorious, nice soap. I really like this one. And then we've got our Sahra, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
Smells like it.
Good or bad? It smells like everything right now.
It's like when you walk into like Sephora, like a makeup store or something, and it just smells like everything.
It is everything. I've sprayed everything.
I literally smell everything, but it's nice.
Okay, good.
It's a nice everything.
I'm glad you like it. Bernie has come to join me for the last two fragrances. This is up your alley. You like this one? No. Is it yucky? Okay, so Sahra. We're not sure how to pronounce it, but we are gonna smell it nonetheless. Now this one, I definitely smell the oud. It's a little bit spicy. It's a very nice smooth oud. For me, I find this more of a masculine leaning fragrance. It could be unisex, but for me, I find it a little bit more masculine leaning. It's warm, peppery. It's definitely got a Middle Eastern vibe. As it dries down, more of the rose and the sweetness comes out, and then you get this kind of old cabinet smell along with everything. It transitions into a very smooth, like slightly medicinal, but very, very interesting, more masculine scent. I definitely would like this on a guy. The oud saffron patchouli combo here is like what plays out the most for me, and it's very good. It's very good. It's not like an offensive Old Spice cabinet sort of scent. It's actually a really, really nice blend. And then the very last one that we have is Amber Intense. So this one is a lot of cumin. It's a spicy, like cumin, cinnamon, cardamom, orange blend. I get a lot of cumin here. I dislike this. I dislike this strongly. This is a very, very wood spice cabinet vibe. Very intense. If you enjoy Sur Soutan's Ambre Soutan, or if you like Mitza from Dior, this is very similar to that. I don't like those. They are quite intense, offensively spicy for my tastes. I would not like to smell this on anybody. I actually really, really don't like this. That one is the worst one of all. So I would not recommend Amber Intense. It should be called Cumin Intense. Now that we're at the end, I'll tell you guys my favorite ones. So like of all of them, including the full bottles that I have, I'll tell you guys the ones that really, really, really stood out to me. So the number one that is like probably my favorite of all of them is the Oud Noir. Oud Noir Intense is like to die for. It is very, very similar to Tom Ford's Oud Wood, so keep that in mind. It is very similar to that. It's this really nice, dry, beautiful, smooth oud. This one really stood out to me. Longevity-wise, it was very good, like very strong performer, very good scent throughout the whole wearing. I just love it. Like this one, I don't think I could ever get sick of. You guys know my love for that type of scent profile, so this one for me is my number one favorite. I think it's basically perfection. And then the other one that really stood out to me is the Oud Bleu Intense. It's very unique. It's nothing that I've ever smelled before. This sort of like myrrh-based aquatic scent, very unusual. I loved it. This is another one that I keep coming back to, and it really, really stood out to me. So those are the two. I do find them more masculine leaning, both of them, so I think that they would be excellent for guys. If you are a man and you want to get something from Fragrance Du Bois, it is going to be Oud Bleu Intense or Oud Noir Intense, and like I would not steer you guys wrong. Those are the two that are just like immaculate. Very, very good, well done fragrances. For ladies, honestly for me, I do like the Santel Complete, but it's not a mind blower. It is quite nice. Is the scent profile worth the price point? I'm not sure. I actually really liked the Oud Orange and Heritage. Heritage for me, even though it's a soapy smell, it's very good. It's a very good, high quality soapy smell. I really, really loved Heritage. That one stood out to me. And I also really liked the Oud Orange. That one was very special. The Heritage is definitely more classic. If you want like a very classic, beautiful, feminine, sophisticated, soapy scent, even though it's not technically feminine, it's very unisex, but easy to wear as a female, then this one. And then the Oud Orange is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. It's a lot more modern, it's unique, it's a cool sort of powdery, unusual, fruity vanilla scent. It stood out to me. So those are the ones that for me are like definitely worth it from this house. They do make some really beautiful oud blends. Like you can tell the quality of oud that's used in these fragrances is high. I've never smelled oud quite like this. It's flawless. It doesn't have any sharpness to it, and I think that you have to try something from this house to like know a proper oud. I think they do a great job. So yeah, next I would love to try Siberian Rose if I can get my hands on it, and generally like really impressed with this house except for the amber. That one I was a little bit offended. That one smelled not like what I expected because I wanted a nice amber scent. So if I had to choose a worst one, for my taste, it's the Amber Intense. It was shocking. It was shocking. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found this review helpful. And now you're all set to, you know, get what you think is best suited to you from the collection. And that is it. And the only reason why I didn't include the Oud Rose, by the way, even though I think it's a very good scent, is because it is actually very close to Prada Luna Rosa Sport, which is a easy to attain fragrance. So that is the only reason why I didn't feature it in my favorite ones. So there you have it. That is the full collection review. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell and stay tuned for any new videos coming up. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.